Peace. What's going on, everybody? My name is Empress Nasaba, and right now I really want this message to be for my sisters. This for strictly for my sisters. We're gonna have some serious sister talk right now, okay? What I want to talk to y'all about is tampons. Just flat out, straight out. We're getting right to it. Tampons. Um, I was a tampon user myself, not that long ago, and it's a lot of stuff that we don't know about these tampons. We think of it as um, every month use type of thing that we just comfortable with, that we'll just get right into using and don't think too much into what it could be doing to us. So first, right off the bat, we'll talk about where tampons came from, what tampons were initially designed to do. Um, a tampon is a mass of cotton or rayon that was used to plug wounds, especially bullet wounds for soldiers, um, absorbing bodily fluids for wounds. Okay, our menstruation is not a wound. That's not something that we go through as some type of infliction upon us. It's not a wound. Um, Not to mention that for this reason, many countries, including the USA, regard tampons as a medical device. Medical devices, what we're using every month. On top of that, there are chemicals in these tampons that we use on a regular basis that we then insert into our bodies. Um, the cottons that they use for these tampons, most of which have been treated with pesticides. This cotton is grown. There are pests in the fields with the cotton. They spray pesticides on this cotton and then process it for you to get and use and insert it into yourself. Not only that, we bleach the cotton. The cotton has to be bleached so it looks really, really white when you get it, and that really makes you want to use it. Not to mention, sisters, this experience that we go through on a monthly basis is our tie to the moon. In the past, the ancients have said that the women were in sync with the moon, and we gathered together, and this experience was for us together. It's a lot of energy flow going on during that period. Your body releases energy. Not only does it release energy, it releases toxins monthly. And what do? Put a cork in it. We plug it up and allow that to sit in us, cutting off our energy flow. Not only cutting off our energy flow, sitting, resting toxins, holding it in our body. It flows out for a reason. That's the energy flow. Also, the chemicals on the tampons, especially with the super absorbent tampons, absorb everything, including your natural moisture. When all of that moisture is sucked out of us, that leads to toxic shock syndrome. And we're going to talk about this because this is something that I experienced, the toxic shock syndrome. For me, I had been using tampons probably about 4 or 5 years, and I always used light or regular. This day, I happened to be at my mom's house when Mother Nature decided to knock. So I asked my mom if she had something, and she did. She had some tampons that were super absorbent, which I had never used, but I needed it, so I did. And not much long after that, I left her house. I live about 10 minutes from my mom, so when I got home, I'm feeling like, ugh, horrible. I'm cold, and then I have a blanket wrapped on me. Then I want to put on socks and more clothes, and I'm freezing. I'm shaking, and in my head, I'm thinking I'm really disregarding all of this. Like, I'm just cold. Everybody get cold, so I'm just like, okay, I'm cold. So my king comes over. He give me a kiss on the face, and he like, babe, your face is hot. I'm like, huh? He was like, why? Your skin is real hot. You're real hot. And I'm like, I don't feel good. I don't feel good. And then he asked me, it's like, you on your cycle? I'm like, yeah. It's like, you got on tampon? I'm like, yeah. He like, go take it out. I'm like, huh? Like, just go take it out. I'm like, okay. So go handle my business. And I come back out, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going on. And then he proceeds to tell me, which is crazy to me that this had to come from my brother, from my brother telling me that this is what was going on with me. And I had no clue. I had no idea. But the more after that incident, I started doing research, because this is something that we really need to know about. Researched it, and I found out about the absorbency and the chemicals that they use and what it does to our bodies. And this is something that we need to invest some time into finding out, because this is our lives. This is our bodies. This is your yoni. This is your temple. We should want to take care of it. Know what we're putting into our bodies. It all goes hand in hand with a holistic lifestyle. We want to know what type of things we're putting in our bodies, regardless of whether it be food or tampon. So for that reason, sisters, the moral to this story, the lesson that I learned is not to plug it up. Period. Point blank. Use pads. Natural pads are good. There are companies that make organic pads at that, made from all organic cotton that has not been sprayed with pesticides, cotton that has not been bleached, for you to put up against your sensitive skin. So there are those out there. Look for them, use them, research, find out about what I'm speaking of, and know what we're doing to our bodies. It's our sacred temple. Peace.